Thank you very much, everybody here, for giving me this opportunity. PTP and Ganesh ji, thank you very much, and Ramesh ji also for giving me this opportunity. I'm here as a gynecologist and a Rotarian and talking about menstrual hygiene, which is very dear to me. I'm also somebody who has been working on garbage for the last 10 years. So all this thing ties together and becomes menstrual hygiene management. What we do in Rotary, let it be sustainable and let it be long lasting. I think that's the Rotarians' motto. We don't want to do anything that is temporary. And I will go through this because one of the gentlemen here, Rotarians, said that we are putting up disposable sanitary napkin vending machines. I really want you to take it off the scope of Rotary, because when you put in disposable sanitary napkin vending machines, you are spending money and you are creating garbage, and it's not at all comfortable for the women to use it. So let's do something sustainable. The 7 essential elements of WINS, very delighted that MHM has now come under the wings of WINS. Menstrual hygiene and behavioral change is what we are talking about, and we will make it happen in this 1 year. If we make it happen, by the time Sushil ji becomes the RI president, he will be able to roll it with WINS across the world. Growing up is exciting, and we need to tell every child that from the time her tooth falls off, front teeth falls off, to when she starts her periods, it's all part of growing. If we will talk about men having changed their voice and growing a beard as exciting, this is also exciting. It's a physiological function, and we need to change the narrative. Current scenario in MHM, every government school gets pads for the child, but they give a limited supply, and because it's a limited supply, the girl child will use it for a longer period. She will also share the pads with her mother because they don't have pads. So comfort of single-use disposables are very low, distribution costs are high, and what does the girl child do if she leaves school? Over the last 20 years, Rotary has been distributing thousands of single-use disposable pads, and the pad man came into being 20 years ago, and he set up those pad making machines which Rotary invested in, and now they're all sitting defunct. We also gave a lot of incinerators to school, and along with that we gave a lot of disease to the children, because the incinerator was burning at 300 degrees while it requires it to be burning at 800 degrees, and these small incinerators cannot work that way. So let us do something more permanent. We all know that, or maybe you don't know, but we as women know that we spend 7 years of our life having periods, 7 years or 40 years having periods, and every city, including Goa, will send thousands of kgs of sanitary waste to the landfill. Again, the white pad is not as innocent as it seems. It has everything that is toxic to us, including the whiteness, which is chlorination, which is made from dioxins, and it creates a lot of ill health. Impact on the environment, we know, we see garbage everywhere, dogs biting through the pads, and serious environmental and health hazards. Why am I telling you all this? Because I want you to understand that disposable is not the thing anymore. Reusable is the thing. Dioxins are very harmful, and loads of doctors, including the cancer institutes, will tell you that dioxins is one of the number one causes of cancer in our health right now. So what are the solutions? Cloth pads, menstrual cups. We're talking of cloth pads. These are the reusable cloth pads that are available to us, which are made locally. Eventually, it will become a empowerment for women if they will turn out to make these pads locally for you. So that is a double-edged advantage for us. Money spent on cloth pads at current commercial rates is only 5 to 8,000, and the pads that I had showed you in the previous picture are far less expensive. Every child can get a set of pads for 2 to 3 years, that is equivalent to about maximum of 500 rupees. We have to bring about a behavioral change, and we have to teach our children like they have to wash their hands. Even this doesn't want to. Hello. Hello. Okay, like they want to wash their hands and learn to wash their hands, they need to also learn to wash their pads. Every child washes some clothes. This, distaste for washing your pad can easily go away because we wash our bottoms every morning. So when we don't have a distaste for that, washing our pads is very simple. Soak it in water, scrub it a little bit. An important thing is to hang it out in the sun. We have to get them off this hide my pad. You have to get them off it. Benefits of giving reusable pads can be used for 2 to 3 years, saves recurring distribution costs, environment is saved, comfortable for the user. The most important point is that the cloth pad is comfortable for the user. The difference between the cloth pad that your mother or grandmother used and this cloth pad is there is a leak-proof lining at the back which prevents the blood from leaking and staining the clothes. So once you understand that there is a difference, then you know that this will be useful for the girl child. This is just a cost analysis. If we use cloth pads for 40 years, we will use only 80 pads. If we use single-use disposable sanitary napkins, we will use 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. And of course, the cost is what is driving it. So from menarche to marriage or menarche to 18 years is cloth pads, and marriage to menopause is something called as a menstrual cup. Not too many people know about it because the menstrual cup has come out in the last 10 to 20 years, and women still don't talk about what they can use. This is a fabulous thing. Part of the wins is not necessary, but we are saying when we give the cloth pads to the children, we will give the menstrual cup to the teachers, wherein one menstrual cup will last for 10 years, create only 15 grams of garbage, can be washed and reused, and absolutely no problem, very easy to use. Now, the MHM plan that needs to be created, you have to create a set of resource people in the WINS team because it is coming under the WINS. You have to identify the schools where the girls are, identify and procure the pads, different types and different price points are there. Then you have to look at the local manufacturing units. Women can take it up and manufacture it, so it becomes an earning point for them. Finalize the supply chain logistics, and all this can be done by the Rotarians. Conduct awareness programs then requires the lady Rotarians, ANs, inner wheel members or road tractors to come in. The monitoring efficacy of its usage again can go back to the Rotarians, and creating reports can be done by the Rotarians again. So a core group for every district who has deep knowledge of the menstrual hygiene, and we have two sets of people. We have local gynecologists who we can bring into the core, and as you can see my sari, it's green and red, more red than green, and we have a group across the country of India called Green the Red, and they are all people who are very passionate about converting women to using sustainable products, and they will very happily come and talk to you, talk to the schools, empower you. per club, because each club is going to take up 10 to 15 schools, we will need ladies, the president's wives, Rotarians, all of them who will become the first level educators for the schools. This group can also then fall upon group 1 for any questions that they want to ask. So, training of the core group, training of the club level volunteers, putting up a video which can be used across the country, PPT for the clubs to use at school levels, list of FAQs, and make a nice booklet, as you spoke about the booklet that was made for wash-in schools, and tie up with suitable resource partners. Sample sets of reusable sanitary napkins can be given to the clubs. Who will provide this? It comes at a cost. So, we need to defray that cost. Product availability and distribution can be done. Quantities, cost, and local manufacturing can be done. And the funding, because it comes under part of WINS, the funding is that much easier. If you look at a WINS project, maybe costing maybe whatever 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs, this cloth pad for 400 children into 400 rupees would only come to 16,000 to 20,000 rupees. So, it is not very big. So, Rotary can then be part of this happy periods, which is rash free, trash free, and literally cash free. Resource partners for us in District 3190 is Inner Wheel, SRAG. We have got in touch with SRAG after PTP told us about it, and we have knowledge partners, we have solid waste management roundtable, we have Green the Red. Every city now has very passionate people who are working on garbage. They will be your resource persons too. And of course, we have the professionals, the Gynecologists Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology too. References are there. And what have we done in District 3190? One of the clubs, Rotary Club of Platinum City, took up this project, and these are the leads there. Number of schools 10, 9 government and 1 aided school. Location Sidalghatta of the Chikballapur district. All schools had female teaching and non-teaching staff. 90% of them knew about menstrual hygiene, but we went and told them not to use disposable sanitary napkins, but to use reusable. We then empowered the first 15 of them, ASHA workers we empowered, and gave them the pads and gave them the menstrual cup. Within 2-3 months, once they had already all this, within 2-3 months when we looked at it, among the 10 schools, they had, again, like I said, disposable sanitary napkins only. May 2018, we went and gave a awareness program. By August of 2018, the ANMs and the ASHA workers had convinced the women and the girls in the villages to use reusable menstrual products. And by the time the Rotary Club of Platinum City got a 2.5 lakh grant, they took 500 packs of reusable sanitary napkins and gave it to the girls and women there. Noticeable change was that they all started using it, and by November of 2018, another 400 women had switched to use reusable sanitary napkins. The awareness programs in small groups, because these ASHA workers go house to house, in small groups help to spread the message. And by February 2019, there were a group of women who wanted to learn how to stitch the pads, and now they are stitching the pads and selling it in their own locality to make this a completely sustainable effort. So, this can be done by you, but the first thing that you must do is stop putting in dispensers for single use sanitary napkins and stop giving, incinerators. Please, it's a request. Sorry?
Does it require any certification for using these pads?
No. It does not require all of us wear panties. none of us ask for certification of the panties. This is the same thing. It's the equivalent. So there are, this is a pad that is made by a factory. This is made of microfiber. It's easy to wash, easy to dry because it is made of nylon. It lasts 2.5 years, and so 5 pads or 4 pads will last 2.5 years. As against 2.5 years, you will need 360 pads. These are pads that are made in Dharwad. Women in Dharwad have started learning to make these pads, and these are square pads. These are square so that when you hang it out for drying in the sun, it doesn't look like it is a pad. And these are again pads which have a single lining which is at the back, which is made of PUL, that is polyurethane laminates, which is the same material that is used for making, the same material that is used for making umbrellas. So it is leak proof. And then you have an ordinary cloth like this that you fold and use inside. So this you can use and give it. So 5 pieces of this and 2 pieces of this make one set. 4 sets of 4 pads like this make one set, and 4 to 5 pads of this make one set for every woman. So there are varying costs from 280 rupees to 300 rupees to 400 or 450 rupees. Now, when we start doing it, the pilot project that we did, we used this. But this being made of nylon can be very hot in the hot regions of India. The cloth can be better because it's easier. And we stop worrying about, the reason why we give Cora cloth is that it does not have a dye. When it doesn't have a dye, the absorbency is better. So that is, I have brought 10 samples of this at a cost to give it to each of, I thought only 10 districts, but you can have it. And hopefully whoever has given me all this will get some money back, because they have out of kindness of heart given it to me without even asking me for the money. But yes, it costs some money. So if we can all take back district wise one set, so that you know that there are 3 varieties of pads available. We can give you the costing for it. You can directly work with the vendor and ask them for the requirements. Then you can distribute it during your wins. So maybe this 2-star of the wins project will have the women or the children all being converted into, sustainable menstrual projects. Thank you very much.